All right. So a question that Ramsina and I get asked a lot, and this is for, messages we get on the internet, but also people that sign on to coach with us is how long is it going to take me to heal my condition? And so it's something that comes up a lot. And of course, there's a lot of variation. Some people experience pretty quick healing. Some people, it takes a lot longer. And we just wanted to address this and really arm you guys with expectations so you understand like what's going to be happening in your body, what you're getting yourself into, how long this is going to take. So Ramsina, before we jump in, is there anything you wanted to start off with on this topic?
I think what I want to start on this topic is we really should not put time limit on our body. It is up to the body how long it will take to respond.
I think absolutely. And I think one thing people also lose sight is that this health is a long-term game.
Yes.
You can sign up for a program. Maybe it's a 4-week program. Maybe it's an 8-week program. Maybe it's a 3-month, 6-month, whatever. But ultimately, like you reversing a disease condition or healing something is not like a singular event. It's a process. It takes time. And remember that and we've had people that have worked with us, who are like, hey, back 10 years ago, I did the diet that you guys preach and I healed my thyroid and everything was great. But then life happened and I fell off and I started eating horribly. And now I'm like back to where I was 10 years ago. Right. And
Yes.
so healing is not like a one-off thing. It's a process, and we're developing a skill set to develop lifestyle habits that are hopefully going to serve us for the long term, right?
Yeah.
So it's
Yes.
not just like I'm doing this now to get this result and then that's it. And this is just like a sprint, right?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
It's a
Yeah.
marathon, right? It's a long term, it's an ultra marathon.
It is an ultra and a very, for the most part, usually a slow marathon. Steady, but slow, right? I mean, yeah. It's
Now,
and
does
it's
that mean it's going to take a year to get results?
um it's hard to tell. Usually not. Usually the body tends to respond pretty quickly. At least it starts to respond because more than anything, our body wants to thrive and wants to heal, wants to live, but it does take time. It will just absolutely take time. I think we really need to get out of our own way, get out of our body's way, and just watch it respond and celebrate that.
100%. Yeah. I mean, it's not going to be like a one-off event. You go from super chronically ill to instantly healed. It's a process. It's an evolution. That's why we call it reversing a disease. Not, a
Yes.
buddy of mine texted me the other day and he's
Mm-hmm.
like, some people was talking about Crohn's disease on Reddit. And I mentioned how you help reverse disease. And they
Mm-hmm.
like flew off the handle at him and called him a snake oil salesman. And he's like, how do you manage? And
Mm-hmm.
why don't you use the word cure? Why do you use reverse? Well, it's not an instantaneous cure. There is no cure, whether it's, medicine doesn't have a cure and they want to police everybody else and not let them use the word, then it's fine. Keep the word cure because it doesn't
Right.
exist, right? It's
Right.
a process.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
so you'll see improvement,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a gradual unfolding. And what's
Yeah.
beautiful about this is that you're going to see benefits you didn't anticipate. Like if you
Yeah.
take a pharmaceutical drug, you're going to see side effects that you may or may not anticipate, right? But they're generally
Yeah.
speaking going to be like negative things, right? Like you're not going to take some drug and be like, oh yeah, and since I started taking this, I'm actually sleeping better. Like that, generally that doesn't happen. But with this lifestyle approach, generally all the side effects are going to be positives. So you're like, okay, I got into this for, A, B, and C, but then I also experienced benefits X, Y, and Z, right?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If we want to set general timelines, like you should within a few weeks be noticing a shift, right?
Yes.
Like if you're
Yes.
sticking to it, and you're consistent, you should be noticing a shift within. I mean, we have people that with like, if you remember Sean, it was like from day one of the
Mm-hmm.
program, he never took his drug again.
Yes. Yes. I
And that
do.
was his decision to immediately stop and
Right. Yeah.
dive in.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he was dedicated. I mean, like
Yes.
within a week of the program, he's off to Disneyland, and we're like, oh, he's gonna fall on his face. I don't know. We'll try to support him.
Right.
And then he comes back and he's like, oh, I did everything perfect out there. We're like, really?
Yeah, it
You
was
did?
amazing. Yep,
Yeah.
yep, absolutely. Yeah,
So yes,
yes.
I think what you're saying is right. Like everybody's different and it's a process and it takes time. And why don't you just expand a little bit more on just being patient with your body and yourself?
Yes, absolutely. So, I would again stress the fact that don't put timeline on the body, because it will do what it's going to do in its own way and its own time. Don't hurry. This isn't a 24-hour detox. Okay, it's not that. It's again giving the body the best to give it, and we can guide with that because we know our field. Um, we can help people with that. And then as to the rest of it, just allow the body to take its time. As you're giving your body the best you know how, well, then it will take that and it will utilize that and it will begin the healing process. And yeah, be very patient with it because it is, it's gonna react. There are, but even those type of reactions, and I'll be honest with you, like, let's just say there might be some diarrheas, there might be some bloating, there might be some different things until the body acclimates to the raw way of eating. But it's okay. It's okay that it's showing those, it's interacting with you. And I would just still say, let it do its work. There's nothing wrong with having a bit of diarrhea. It's totally okay. And yeah, you'll cramp every now and then, and that's okay too. It's responding. So I would
And
just
that will happen
highly,
to some people, but not everyone, right? Like
well,
some
no, not
people,
everyone.
yeah, like
Yeah.
some people, like some clients will just experience like amazing digestion from day one, or they'll come to us
Hmm.
and they'll say like, oh, I didn't even mention that I have digestive issues, but they're way better,
Yeah. Yes,
right? Or they'll say
exactly.
like, and all my digestive issues are way better, and I'll be looking at my notes and I'm like, you never said one time about having digestive issues. We were
Yeah.
talking about your chronic pain and your like
Yes.
skin issues, right?
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yes.
so yeah, so I think just to summarize, it's process. It's going to take time. We don't want to set a timeline on it, but
No.
just understand that this is the long game. This is about building habits that are going to sustain you for the rest of your life,
Yes.
and
Mhm.
you're gonna experience benefits that you didn't even anticipate. Good side effects that you didn't anticipate. So the payoff is
Yes.
going to be better than you imagined in all
Yes.
likelihood. It's just going to take time. It's just going to take time. And the results that you see, like the
Hmm.
things that shift first, might not be the things you want to shift first. But the body
Exactly.
has its own innate wisdom and
Hmm.
prioritizes as such.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Yeah, and so
Mhm.
our job is just to give it the best conditions to do it, and just
Yes.
sit back and watch as it works miracles.
Absolutely. Beautifully said. Yes.